Well, hey, all you viewers of the Game Later, how we doing today? Okay, well, we're back. We're making content again, like I said. We're going to keep moving forward. Today is going to be like a step-parent vlog. I know these really aren't popular for a lot of you guys out there, but there's some things that need to be said because it ties into important life lessons. I think I'm calling this one Blame the Monkey. Gonna explain why. Bear with me, alright? So, I'm having a conversation, with family last night. We're watching USA's White Collar. I got the complete series, and when I'm doing miniature painting, I like to put something in that I can binge watch. Normally, with summer vacation, I'll go right up till about noon, and then I turn the TV and video games and everything over to my monsters. So we've got this little neat thing worked out. Now, while they're in school, I can paint all day if I want to, and binge watch whatever I want to. Boom, done. There was a scene, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but my son goes, yeah, Daddy would have killed me if I did that. Like, when you first met me, Daddy? Now, to give you some backstory on that, my better half pulled me out of a really bad area I was in, and she invited me into her home. She came from basically Oregon to the Washington-Idaho border to get me and bring me back. My son, at that point, and most of you know he's not my biological kid, he asked me to be his dad. I said yes, and carrying this forward. But it wasn't at that point. He was around some really, really bad people, okay, that didn't raise him right, and taught him it was really, really funny to play that punch you in the tummy game and laugh at you. Okay, I get when you're older, it's funny, the turkey tap and everything, nut check, everything. But when you're two, there's a little difference. So after this really long car ride, get to the apartment, I start to unload my stuff and start to carrying it in. And he visibly wanted to help, and he was forcing himself to help, which I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. So after he put a box down, he turns around and he just punches Tiff in the stomach and laughs at her. Now, I was raised by my grandmother. Okay, basically that was a driving force in my life. I was taught you cherish your better half, you love your better half, that kind of thing, especially your mother. The person who carried you for 9 months and took care of you and brought you in this world. You never raise a hand to your mother. That's old school. I don't know what it is nowadays, but nope. I was like, kill! No, wait, can't do that. And when he did it the second time, y'all know, I put him on the floor. I'm like, never, ever! And we've grown from there. But because he said that, it got me thinking. And there's things that I know I'm guilty of, and I know that some people try to make me accountable for things from 20 years ago. It's funny how in your life you are so willing to believe the negative about people. Oh my God, yeah, I heard this about this guy. He did this 10 years ago. Man, fuck him. Don't want to be around him. Oh my God, like 5 years ago, you said, no, I can't do the laundry, so that means every single day you have to do the laundry, which is sadly a true story in my house. When we first moved in up here, I didn't know anybody in this area, and doing laundry was my only way to get out of my apartment. So I told my better half, I got this, don't worry. And she's maybe done laundry once since we've lived in these apartments. Maybe once. Over, what's this, 23, over 12 years. Yeah. There's people who want to judge me for who I was back in 1995. And I'm not that person anymore. I've worked very hard to change my life and do things differently. I'm not the same person who I was last month. But it's funny how much of us do this all the time. Oh my God, like, you came to me once and you brought $5 and you never ever did it again. Well, we're supposed to be there to help people, not hinder people. And it's funny how we lock people into these certain little things. And we never ever want to let them go. It's like we have to be vastly superior to them. Everything really started to change. And I started to see things in a lot of different light, and I had to cut things loose when, oh my God, my good buddy Dave, you may remember Bearded Ambitions, just doing these, Bearded Motivation, whatever he's going by nowadays, okay? And Dave, if you ever watch this, bro, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. When he came out with it's not me versus you, it's me versus me. And it really struck home and it really made me move forward. And it's something I've been preaching to my kids. Be better. Be 1% better than you were yesterday. And that's an accomplishment. Learn how to forgive. Learn how to cut things loose. I'm an idiot. I can freely admit it. I've done things wrong. I've done things stupidly. Some of them have been on live feeds. And by the way, if you want to keep holding that over my head, I've already talked to everybody who was on that live feed and I have professed my profound apologies. They've forgiven me. Have I made stupid attack videos? Sure. Because I let anger get control of me. But we need to stop that locking people in a box. We do. I get like when a relationship ends, and I think comedian Christopher Titus said it best, when they're like, oh, we both love each other, but we just realized it wasn't working. He's like, bullshit. You've done something that the statute of limitations hasn't expired on, and you don't want to have to testify against each other. It's taken me a long time to forgive an ex. Now I'm grateful for her friendship. It's going to take a longer time to forgive another one who stole everything from me, but that's another point. Yeah, that's another whole area. But it's funny how my son sitting there and talking about an event from his past got me thinking about this. And it got me curious about it. And you guys know, I like to talk about the things that make people feel uncomfortable. Why? Because you have to get uncomfortable to grow. You are never going to get better settling into your same routine every single day. I've had people check me on certain things, and I've been able to articulate my point of view. And it hasn't broke out into an all-out sludge fight, let's get out the knives and go after each other kind of thing. And I'm grateful for that, But I'm curious. I want to know your guys' thoughts on this. Seriously, I really, really do. Do you kind of lock people into certain areas and just leave them there? Do you like to hold people's past problems over their head on a daily basis? You're like, oh, this motherfucker's calling me. I bet he's drunk and he wants something. When you don't know that this person's gone to rehab and they're trying to call you to make amends. It's things like that. I really want to know. Because, like I said, change has to come from uncomfortable growth. It does. And I think one of the biggest things that I've ever done in my life is letting things go. Seriously, I keep hoping for the best in people. And yeah, I get enraged when they don't perform. And they just keep falling back to the same dumb things and go, oh, well, that's just me. I challenge my kids every day. I do. I ask them one thing before they get dinner. Name me one good thing you did today. One. It shouldn't be that hard, right? And no, if they can't name one, I don't refuse them dinner. I want them to think. It's like when they come home from school. What did you do at school? Think. Get outside of that comfort zone and grow. Embrace who you are and change and do better. 1% better. But we're at the most important part of the video. Seriously, we really, truly are. I want to know your questions, comments, love, hatred, and anger. All that fun stuff down below. Seriously, I want to know. Do you lock them in? How long does it take you to, let things move past and let things go by? I'm kind of curious about that. Please, leave the comments down below. Let's get a good discussion started, because you never know who you could help, right? You just never, ever know. Now, if I made you laugh, made you cringe, made you cry, made you do any of that during this video, and I'm pretty sure that I did, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up. It's only going to show love and support, and that is always appreciated. But there we go, guys. I'm calling this one, Let's Blame the Monkey. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, a safe day, and I hope to see you all in our very next video.